Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buckeye Politics. It's me, your favorite Ohioan. Today, we're going to be looking at the 2022 generic ballot, how Republicans have had a massive surge over just the last week or so. And it's crazy to see because for a while, the Republicans had a pretty sizable lead in the generic ballot. However, following the overturning of Roe v. Wade and the gas prices beginning to drop a little bit, the Democrats made some pretty big gains, pretty much tied with the Republicans throughout the month of August, as you can see here. Eventually took a narrow lead end of August. Republicans kind of took their lead back. But then about early September, Democrats took the lead, and they pretty much looked like they were going to run away with it, especially mid-late September, leading the Republicans by about a point or so in the generic ballot. However, Republicans have since been surging and now currently lead by about 3.5 points nationwide in the generic ballot. So if you don't know what the generic ballot is, basically it is just polls where they say, do you want Republicans in Congress or do you want Democrats in Congress? Like if the election was held today, would you vote for the Republican candidate or would you vote for the Democratic candidate? Not necessarily candidate by candidate, but it's more like party by party. Who do voters want to be in control of Congress, the Senate and the U.S. House? And as you saw, for a while there was pretty much a dead heat. However, Republicans have had a massive surge recently. Before Roe v. Wade was overturned, Republicans led by about 2.5 points, and now Republicans lead by about 3. And over the last week, let's see, it's October 21st today, a week ago, was October 14th. October 14th, Republicans led by 1.3. A week later, we lead by 3.5. So we have gained pretty much 2 points over the course of a week or so. If that continues, we should be having like an R+10 environment on election day. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. I think the Republican Party is probably going to win by about 4 to 5 points nationwide at this point. I expect the generic ballot to pretty much stay at about R+3, R+4 as of now. Let's look at some of these polls here. As you can see here as we go down throughout September, there were a lot of polls that showed the Democrats up big. A poll here and there had the GOP doing well, but the majority of polls, the Democrats up by 2, 3, 4, 5 points. A couple had it as a tie. A couple gave the Republican Party a very narrow lead, like R+1, R+2. But then since pretty much October, there's only been 1 or 2 polls that show the Democrats leading. Pretty much every single poll has the Republican Party with a pretty solid lead, and that is a good sign. You always want to surge late. If the election was held in August, then Democrats probably have done very well. But the election is held in November, and momentum going into the election is the other big thing. If Republicans are reading about how they're beginning to surge nationwide, they're going to be energized. They're going to turn out, especially when the election is like 2-3 weeks away. Democrats, if they see they're getting absolutely crushed nationwide, they're probably not going to turn out as much, or at least not be as likely to, and be a little bit more demoralized, and that is a good sign. So now we're going to take this lead. So let's say their lead stays as it is. Republicans lead by 3.4 on election day, and that is the end result. Well, if the Republicans lead by 3.4, we would flip the state of Georgia. Georgia went to Joe Biden by 0.2%, so Republicans lead by 3.4. We would win it by roughly 3 points or so. That's a pretty solid win for Herschel Walker. State of Arizona went to Biden by 0.31. If Republicans lead by 3.4, Blake Masters and Kerry Lake both win there by about 3 points or so. Nevada went to Joe Biden by about 2.4%. Republicans lead by about 3 points. The state of Nevada would flip to Joe Lombardo in the governor race and Adam Laxalt in the Senate race by about a point each. The state of Wisconsin
Any job at Amazon.
Excuse me. Ads. We love them, don't we? The state of Wisconsin would go to Joe Biden the state of Wisconsin in 2020 went to Joe Biden by about 0.63%. If we shift the generic ballot to about R+3, then the Republicans would win there by about 2 to 3 points. Tim Michels would be the governor of Wisconsin, and Ron Johnson would stay in the Senate. The state of Michigan went to Joe Biden by 2.8 percentage points. If we have an R+3 environment, Tudor Dixon would defeat Gretchen Whitmer. The state of Pennsylvania, Joe Biden won the state by 1.2%. Republicans win nationwide by 3.4. Shift the state 2 points to the right, then both Dr. Oz and Doug Mastriano would probably win. Now, do I think all that's going to happen? No, not necessarily. Are presidential races, in terms of turnout and the amount of votes gained in different candidates compared to an off year or a midterm, is that all comparable? No, it's not. In a presidential year, there's no way Oregon would be competitive, but yet it is. There's no way New Mexico would be competitive, but yet it is. There's no way Kansas would be competitive, but yet it is. Now, midterm elections and presidential elections are different. That's how they are. You have more localized candidates. You have different candidates, more localized races. You're not voting for president, so turnout's usually down a little bit. So obviously, all these races are changing. But if the generic ballot is favoring the Republican Party by 3 points, as it is right now, then the Republicans would flip a lot of critical states and take back control of both the Senate and the House. So with that, thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please like and subscribe for more.